Welcome back, welcome back, and welcome back. Today we are going to make a sweet potato vegetable soup or vegetable soup with sweet potatoes, whichever you want to call it. We're going to use 2 cartons of vegetable broth, garlic, black pepper, garlic salt, Mrs. Dash, some red wine vinegar, some Italian seasoning. That is about 2 cups of potatoes, just russet potatoes. I've got a 16-ounce bag of the baby carrots that I cut in half. That's just 1 zucchini, a cup of onions, a cup of celery, and then that is about, it was 4 sweet potatoes, but they were kind of small, so I would say that's about 2 cups as well. And then here is a bag of spinach, which is about 2 cups, and it's frozen. So here's your shot. Now let's get cooking with this delicious soup. Alright, the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in a little bit of that vegetable broth. You can use extra virgin olive oil if you want to, but I'm just going to use some of this broth because that's what we're using anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and get to sauteing up these onions, the celery, as well as the carrots. And so I'm going to let this go for a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and add in the garlic. So I'm going to let this go for a couple of minutes. And I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to go in with some garlic. And I'm going to put in, you can put in as much as you want. But I would say that was a good 3 tablespoons. Okay. I'm going to also go in with my Mrs. Dash, and I'm going to put in a couple of tablespoons of this. Remember, you can always adjust the flavors later. Remember, you can always add to. You can never take out. So be mindful of that. We're going to go in with a couple of tablespoons of this garlic salt. I'm going to put in a good tablespoon of black pepper. And I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of this Italian seasoning. I'm going to give her a good zhuzh. Alright. And then I'm getting ready. I'm going to give this a couple of minutes. And then I'm just going to go in with the rest of this. Okay. We're going to put everything in here and bring this pot to a boil. Alright. 2 minutes. I'll be back. Alright, the next thing I'm going to go in is with that red wine vinegar. You need about 1/4 of a cup. Okay. Or you can omit this altogether. So it's just a little bit left in this. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the rest of that. And that was about 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to give it a good little zhuzh. Okay, and then we're going to go in with those potatoes. We're going to go in with the sweet potatoes and the russet. Idaho, whichever you want to call them. I'm going to give it another zhuzh. Yum, yum, yum. And I tell you all the time, every meal does not have to have meat in it. And this one does not. Now, if you want to, you can add meat to this. Absolutely nothing wrong with that, okay? Now we're going to go in with our broth. And we're going to save the spinach and the zucchini for a little later on. Okay? And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Things Made Easy with Gigi. You are guaranteed to find something that you love. And something that you definitely want to make. Or eat, if nothing else. Even if you don't want to make it, you're going to want to eat it. Okay? Alright, we're going to bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to turn it down to a simmer. And we're going to let her cook for a good 30 minutes. Alright? I'll be back. Alright, I'm going to go in with this spinach. And this has been cooking. And I'm using the frozen spinach. And you can use fresh if you want. It works well with this dish as well. It's just that I need to go ahead and get rid of that spinach. All right. And here we go. And this has been cooking for 15 minutes. And now I'm going to let it go for another 15. Okay? And if you want this soup to be a little thicker, more of a stew, use a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch and a couple of tablespoons of water. Mix those together and then pour it in here. Okay? And as you can see, this is a lot of vegetable soup. And you can absolutely add meat to it like I told you before. Okay, so I'm going to let this go for another 15 minutes. Actually, I'm going to let it go I'm going to let it go ahead and cook for 15 minutes. And then I'll throw the zucchini in. And when I throw the zucchini in, I'm not concerned about it cooking as much because it cooks really, really quickly. Okay, and I don't want it to be mush. I want it to have a little sturdiness to it. So I'm going to put that in right after I turn the pot off, and I'll show you that. So I'll be back in 15 minutes. I'm just letting this simmer, and that's what we're doing. We're letting this simmer, and I'll be back once it's been 15 minutes. Okay, I'll be back. All right, now I'm going to turn that fire off, go in with that zucchini, and you can absolutely add more, okay? And then this meal is done. So I'm going to plate it up and let you see what it looks like, okay? And I'm just going to let it sit here for a couple of minutes, just a couple of minutes, all right? And then I'm going to put it in a bowl and let you see what she looks like. I'll be back. And there she is. Things made easy with Gigi. All day, every day. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to share a little bit of cornbread. Everybody be blessed and stay safe. You know you'll see Gigi next time. Look at that. Take care, you guys.